Here we have a question from Linda. She wants to know whether she should make her intros, outros, and cards and whatever for her YouTube videos right in Filmora, or whether she should be using YouTube Studios or Canva. I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with Canva. But anyway, let's show her how to do that in Filmora. Okay, my answer to Linda, yes, you should be making all of these right in Filmora because it has the tools for doing it. And so let's just do a simple demonstration of how I would do that, and then I will go into more detail of how to make each component. But basically, let's just pretend that this little thing that I recorded initially was the video that I was going to make for Linda. And what I want to do is I want to add an intro to it, and I've saved my intros in templates. And in templates, I can right-click on the template I want to use, and I can either add it to the beginning or to the end. So that's my intro and my outro, or as she calls it, end card. Okay, so in this case, I'm going to go ahead and add it to the beginning. Now, what I would do on mine is I would go in and I would add a custom title, and I would say custom. Okay, custom title. I'm not doing anything fancy here. We're just doing that. Once I've typed in the title right here, I'm going to go back to the main timeline, and here is my thing. So I know that the exact place where I want to clip my video is the 4-minute and 9-second spot. Yeah, about there, 4-second 11 frames spot. So there we go. We have a spot. Now, if I don't have anything selected on the timeline, in this case I have something selected, but with nothing selected, I can simply do an edit and then just click save. But before I do that here, let me just say that this is the way that I make my title, and it's not necessarily the way that you would be making titles. You can create your own thumbnail right here if you don't have one already created. You can add text, you can add an image, you can crop what you've got, you can import something from your computer, you can take it from some place within the video. Although I find it easier to, as I just did, move to the specific spot on the timeline down here before I get into this. Using this up here from the video, it's a little rough to center it exactly. And anyway, you can do those. In addition to that, you also have the ability to generate an AI one, or use one of the pre-made templates that they have, and they have lots of categories. And you may have some personal ones or whatever. I'm not sure why I have so many of these, but once you create one and you want to reuse it right in here, you can go ahead and save it as a template. And that would put it in the same location where I showed you before, where my templates are. But we can review that again. And then the only thing you have to do is do a save. The only thing that's tricky about this is once you go into this edit here, there is no place in that edit screen to delete. And that may be a little bit confusing, but that tool is right here. You just move your mouse over the existing thumbnail and then you just delete it, and then that would allow you to put in a one. So for example, we do have this one here. This is going to be the thumbnail for this particular video that I'm making for Linda, but if I wanted to get rid of this and use this other one instead, I would just click the X here and I would go in and capture this. Okay, so that's how to do the thumbnail. Now, as far as the intros and outros, what you want to do again is you do want to use templates, and you do want to store them in mine under custom. And these templates then can be whatever you want it. Let's pretend this is an outro. This is a split screen example that I made some time ago, which has multiple lines and things like that on it. I could put this in. Let's just pretend this is my outro, and I would put it at the end of the project. And now we can see that that template was added to the end here. Now I happen to make all of my templates and other things into compound clips so they only occupy one line. They don't have to be set up that way. For example, if you're making an end card where you're putting, subscribe to my channel or watch this other video or whatever, that may be an overlay over some other whatever your end information is, or the last 20 seconds of your video. And you could do that, and I will extract the information that I have in this particular video right here, and we'll just detach the compound clip, and we'll do the full range. So you could pretend, for example, that this is your end credits, and you don't have anything on track 1. You only have the things that are on track 2 and track 3. Anyway, it's just to demonstrate you can either have a compound clip, or you can simply have it laid out the way you want it laid out when you add it to the end of your project. So definitely make your intros, outros in Filmora. What's nice about that, for example, for mine, as I said, I use a compound clip. I can get into this compound clip either by clicking up here and going down, or I could simply double click on it like that, and that will open up, and then all I have to do is go in here and custom title and type my custom title. Now this is just the way I happen to do it, but I have things synchronized in a way that, I have a sound, 2 different sounds, and then I have a bell ringing, and I want to make sure that comes right when the bell clicks right here when the star comes up. Again, this is just the one that I'm using. It's not something to copy or whatever. But in order to preserve all of these various things and not having them corrupted in your project because you move something, make some final move, and now all of the things are no longer synchronized, I like to just select them all, right-click, and create the compound clip. So that's the way that I prefer to do it. So anyway, that's how you can make your intros, your outros, and we've already showed you how you can make your thumbnail. This is how you do it. And by the way, if you want to get back to the main timeline, just click the little house. So here is Linda's video, and I'm going to end this recording, and I'm going to stick it right behind here, and that will be the video for today. Make a little epilogue to the video, and when we export it, and show you what we get. And let's see, where do I make my thumbnails? Okay, and we are in our output. We will show how that works in a second. We'll set the project settings as high as we can, and we've already made our thumbnail right here. So what I want to demonstrate is what happens when you export. And you can add the thumbnail to the beginning of your video if you want, and you could also edit it here. So if you hadn't made it on the timeline, you could make it right here, right at this point. And so let's go ahead and export. And while we're doing that, let's bring in here it's doing the video itself, and once it's done, we will see that there will be a JPEG along with this as well. So let's just watch this for a second. And there we have it. We have both the MP4 as well as the JPEG, and they're ready to be put right into YouTube.